Thank you. Right, so good evening. My name is Yao. I'm based in Malaysia, but I work for Lincoln University. So our university is based in Christchurch. So today we actually have three different cities, from Dunedin, Otago, Wellington, right, for Victoria, and also for me, Christchurch. So Christchurch actually there's two universities, Canterbury and Lincoln. Lincoln University is actually specialized in agriculture and also environment. So before we start, I want to ask, anyone is interested in food programs? Thank you. All right, so we have students for today. How about health science related? Okay, there is. And then how about good governance? Policy related? So that one can also be a transition. So let's say you're already in your field and then you're looking towards maybe working for policy or management, you can also consider those kind of routes. So the reason why we're here talking about Manaaki is actually a very good opportunity. A lot of countries, yes, they would have their own scholarship for local students going overseas, but I think there's no other place like New Zealand. The safety of it, the affordability, the convenience for your families to follow as well. So I think New Zealand plays a very big role for you to develop and aspire your kind of like career and also bring along your family, right? So in terms of, I really can't. Okay. So this is me, and this is my international director. She'll be here tomorrow, but if you really want to meet her, we'll be here during our weekend OCSE. You can visit us at the fair. So this is a bit about Christchurch and also Lincoln University. We're the number one land-based university. So what does this mean? We focus on agriculture, our primary source of export from New Zealand. So you're in this field, I think this would be a very good opportunity for you to learn with us and research with us. Well, technically, food security and agriculture is very important throughout any other country. So you're learning from the best from us in New Zealand. And in terms of our ranking, we're in the top 1% in the world in QS. And talking about post-study visa, this is actually for students that didn't went through the scholarship. Because just to repeat, in terms of Manaaki, once you graduate, you're supposed to come back to Thailand and support your country. So this is for students that self-pay, okay? And in terms of Christchurch, we actually live by these three mottos. So you study there, you live there, and also you thrive there. So when you study the program, some of it integrate with some working experience. So depending on how technical your program is, our programs also integrate this kind of opportunity, all right? So in terms of New Zealand as a whole, is actually quite safe, right? And the affordability for students, if you're bringing family, they can also work. So let's say you bring your spouse, they can work full-time to also cover your living expenses. And to be honest, the whole New Zealand is actually very friendly. You can see our different nationalities in New Zealand represent the same as well, especially bigger cities like Wellington or even Auckland as well. Christchurch is also very Muslim friendly, so halal food is also very easy to get if you're into those kind of religion food. So in terms of our university, we also do have a lot of modern labs, farms that are supporting our students to learn about the fields. And also our research center is all sort of like developed for the demands of the student, okay? So our programs all, to be honest, in New Zealand are all globally relevant. You can actually use this anywhere else. So of course you can come back to Thai. If not, you can also go elsewhere after you finish your tenure. So we are also very industry connected. So especially for Lincoln, of course we have our agriculture companies that work closely with us, our farms and everything else, okay? So this is just a comparison between other English-speaking countries. So if you can see, I highlighted New Zealand is actually one of the most affordable as compared to others. So even Singapore, our neighbor here, right, is also quite expensive and they are not allowed to work. So even if you're a student there, technically living cost is much more higher. So Christchurch, of course, in terms of the living expenses, slightly lower, but not that much difference in Auckland, right? So if you're on the budget, if you're planning to bring a family, I think other cities might be a little bit more affordable in that sense, okay? So in terms of Christchurch, we're the newest city, but we're also the fastest growing city. So right now we're close to around like 400,000 people, and it's very diverse. You can see a lot of things that you can do. And we're very close by to the sea, to the beaches as well. So during your weekend, you can basically visit and do outdoor activities. So these are more pictures. Unfortunately, I do not have videos like the other two university, but these are some pictures that you can actually look at. Yeah, so outdoor activities, cycling. Roger likes to cycle as well, like to ride on his bike. back then, right? Or even right now also doing that. So these are the vibrant city life that you can experience. So during Lunar New Year's, we also have festivals catered towards different religion and stuff like that. So just now Agatha talked about Cha Thai. You guys have Cha Cha Miro. I have it in Malaysia also. I hope that this brand brings over to to New Zealand, hopefully. Okay, so in terms of our facilities, we do have updated or even modern facilities for students to study. Our university is also very self-sustained in terms of power efficiency. So we have enough facility for students to actually thrive. So when you're there, you basically can use all these sort of like spaces. So this is just the city of Lincoln. So this is the three campuses that I showed you on earlier. We also have different fields for you to actually play sports, and it's very close to the university accommodation as well, just walking distance. So when you're there, you don't have to worry about that as long as you apply early for the accommodation. So just to give you a context, in Christchurch, we have up to at least 20 restaurants, Thai restaurants. So if you're missing food, of course you can cook yourself, but not, you can also visit the local Thai cuisine restaurants. So this is actually Christchurch and also like Canterbury area. Lincoln University is here. So it's only 20 minutes if you're driving. And to be honest, if you're bringing family, you can just buy a car, second-hand car. It costs you around 2,000 New Zealand dollars up to 5,000 New Zealand dollars. So it's very comfortable for you to just drive from here up to Canterbury City or Christchurch City to enjoy your shopping and also your food. Okay, so about Lincoln University, we're currently ranked at 407 in terms of peers ranking. In terms of small university, we're ranked 15. But I think this is not really that important. I would say your program, your career that you're trying to aspire in terms of what programs that can develop your skill set. I think New Zealand can actually bring you a lot of value, especially our alignment of sustainability, food security, and good governance. Okay. So this is basically the ratio that we have currently in terms of students, 5,000 students against 600 staff. So we provide a lot of support from our lecturers. They are also internationally diverse in terms of our faculty. So admissions, to be honest, the whole New Zealand, the entry requirement is almost the same. B average, which is roughly 70% to 75%. In CGPA wise, it's basically 3 or 3.25. This is the range, okay? So as long as you meet the requirement, you can get into the university. But I think the main part of the entry requirement is basically English, where you need to actually prepare before you actually submit your application through Manaaki and also get the application done from there, right? So yeah, this is just English if you're planning to do extra. But then again, you need to meet the entry requirement for English before you apply for Manaaki. Application process, I'll go through with you if you apply over to Lincoln. Okay. Okay, so I just want to talk about this. Even though we are in the agriculture sort of space, everything relates to it. So for example, Wellington is actually famous for their good governance program. If we do not have good governance and policy, our food production, our distribution, supply chain with all the legal things, is not going to do well or not going to be our first export or primary export if we do not have that. So actually everything aligned, everything is integrated. So when you're learning with us, even though let's say you're taking computing with us or business with us, you'll be integrating towards the primary market of New Zealand. So this skill set can be translated over to any department or any industry you work for. Okay? So this is basically what we're trying to say. So the three main faculty will be agribusiness commerce. These are the main programs that we offer. Followed by the other faculty will be agriculture and life sciences. It's actually quite wide. These are just the typical sort of like programs that we offer in terms of the wideness. So and the other one will be environment and society. So environmental management and environmental science is all under here. We also have a PhD student that graduate with us under landscape architecture. Okay. Okay, this one you may just take a picture because I just highlighted the programs that we offer that it is under the Manaaki list. So even though it's like finance related, right, there's actually under good governance about finance, Master of Finance Management. So you can also consider this. FinTech investment also is under the finance category. And of course we have agribusiness is also part of the Manaaki list. Of course the food innovation, policy related, bioprotection is also part of the list. And pest management, depending on whether you're interested in this or not, because there is like a sort of like relationship between environment and pest management. Okay. Then the other programs will be here. The agriculture science, the horticulture science, and also the water resource management. Wellington also have that, but we also have that here in Christchurch, and the environmental management subjects. Okay, so this is just for me to like showcase you what we have at Lincoln that is under the Manaaki list. This one you probably can skip. Right. So in terms of PhD, I think the offering for Thailand might not be that much, but to be honest, in New Zealand, your tuition fee for PhD is actually quite cheap. 9,000 New Zealand dollars roughly, and it's only 5,000 US dollar. In Thai baht, it's around 165,000 a year. So it's actually very affordable. So let's say you couldn't get Manaaki, you can consider applying yourself. The program is 3 years, right? And you can really do a lot of research with our faculties in New Zealand. Right, so this is basically a PhD. So if you want to know more about PhD application, you can go to Hearts and Minds. They will help you with that application. So this is for post-study work visa if you're paying yourself. Accommodation, we also have that. So if you have any families coming over, we can also accommodate you if you're in a family of 4 or in a family of 5. All right. So this is just the range of accommodation. I want to actually just go towards the back. I want to show you some other. Okay, this is very important. So we do have like Thai students graduated from New Zealand and then came back or even stayed overseas. All right. So these 3 particular actually came back. So this is actually a PhD in landscape architecture. So she's currently teaching in Sipakon University. And then Miss Jen here, she's actually working very closely with the tourism board and also gastronomy network. So she studied tourism and marketing. This is actually part of the demand in Thailand because of the different cuisine, different taste buds that you guys can actually satisfy. So I think it's very useful for you to kind of like learn a different thing in New Zealand, where it's also very diversely, culturally diversified, and bring back the skill sets to develop here. So she actually run this Thailand gastronomy network and with a sustainability movement background. So imagine all those tourists are bringing into Thailand, right? And then you want to be sustainable with your country's sort of like output. This is actually a very good sort of like movement, right? And then Murasa is actually a business graduate, completed global management. He's currently working for the newspaper, Kasot newspaper, for social media title. Yeah. So I can tell you that in New Zealand, we're very diverse. So we accept any religion, any nationalities. This is why our university or even New Zealand right now is sort of like going towards the top for most accepted international students space right now. Yeah, our policies and all are very stable right now, and these are things that you should consider. Okay, so that's from me. I do not have a video as I mentioned earlier, but we have a tour, virtual tour on our website. So later on you can visit our website. Okay, thank you so much.